Okay, yesterday we discussed about the complete pointer. One more option is there pending. That is how we can handle insert operation. That is one extra point we need to understand. That means in the business layer, we have a register table. TBL register is there. So into the register table, we must able to insert the record. Insert the record. We need to send it from a form. We need to create a form, right, and insert that record into that. Technically, how to handle that? How we can handle that, right? How we can send the data and interact with the data. Technically, how we can interact with the data. Let's see. For example, now, so first we need to start the business layer. Every time, first we have to start the business layer. So node business layer .js. So we are starting the business layer. Node business layer.js. So what is problem here? It is not present here. iShop. Okay. So cd iShop. Okay. In iShop we have node business layer .js. Then it starts the project. Once server is started, now run this HTML file. We will run that HTML file. Open in browser. Currently I can open in browser because course I have written. So now the data will come and display here. Now here I want to create a registration form so that users can register. Users can register. In this actually when we are designing the cards, so in the style, when we are defining everything. So here wherever the card comes. So width of card will be auto. Width of card will be auto. Card width we given as auto. That means it will fit according to the content. So then height also we will define as auto. The width and height of the card will be auto. Or width if I define as 100 pixel. So the card width will be changed to 100 pixel. Height I will change to some 100 pixel. That means the card width and height will be changed there. In the card we are defining actually. So we can do one more option. Instead of card, what we can do is we have dot card deck. So card deck display for card deck, what we can do is display as inline. So display as block, and here we can put overflow as a scroll as overflow. That means card deck will display like this. And if many contents are there, so we can adjust them. That means card, wherever card is there, width I defined as 200 pixel. So that means every card width will be 200 pixel. So we can adjust the card to scroll left, right, and anywhere. If there are more, you can scroll left and right. Appearance you give by your style. Now one more I will give here. The right side, I want to give a registration form so that user can register the registration form. Then how to manage that? How we can manage? Right side, we want to give a registration form. That means we need to learn how to insert the record. So let's go to the right panel. In the right panel, so this is the right side, aside, we have a form. And we will design here. So another form. We will create another form. We'll create another form and keep a heading as registered. And this is the form here we have registered. In this, we need to define some details. So I will use a div class as form group. In that label, we will have username, user ID, and we will put a div, and we have a text box. Input type is equal to text, and the name of here we will define as class form control. That is the class. Okay. Now similarly for user ID, one div. I will add another div. So this is for username. Okay, I will add another div. So another div. This is for password. And input type as password. Okay. And according to our data, what else we are having? 127.80.80 get users. According to get users, we have password, email, and mobile also. Email, mobile, and address also there. So then we will add one more option, that is for email and txt email. Okay, and we have one more. So that is mobile. Okay, we have another option. So that is address. So sorry, address. Okay. So these are all the options we have defined, and there is a registration form with all these details. Right. Now here what we are doing is, so here we are adding the contents. So one button is also required here. Let's add a group, and in this group, just we will put a button as register. Okay, and you can see a register button is there, and it will have a class as BTN and BTN primary. Now in this, user will fill up the details and click BTN block. Okay, in this, user will fill the details, like he will fill the details like user ID, username, password, email, mobile, address, and click on register. Those records must be inserted into the table. Those must be inserted into the database table. So we need to insert them into the table. We learned how to read from the table. Similarly, we need to learn how to insert into the table. Right? So let's see how we can insert into the table. So now what we need to do is, in the business layer, we need to keep a logic to collect the data. From where we have to collect the data? So one is user ID, username, password, email, mobile, address. We need to collect the data. Okay, so let's write a logic for that. Collect the data and insert. That is managed by using app.post. And we will use the name as register. So, or simply I will say add users. So get users and add users, or register users. You can use any, suppose register users. Okay, what register users should do? So it should collect the data. It has a request and a response. It should collect the data. Coming from form, and it should insert the data. Generally, you know that forms are designed for get and post method. And currently this form This is the form. And for the form, we have a method, form method as post. On, you know that you learned in HTML, on post data will be in form body, and on get data will be in URL as query string. So it is in form body, and we need to collect the data. We need to collect the data and collect the data from all these on submit. And we need to collect here in the API. We need to post to API. Then it will insert that record, insert the record. Then what we have to do here, we need to write a connection here. So Mongo client. So dot connect with whom? URL. Okay. After connecting with URL, so a callback function. So we have error, and we have so client object, client obj. Okay. So here, if not error, then here we need to define. So var database is equal to client object dot db, and which database name? Database name is shopping db. Okay, on that, into this database, we need to add the data. How we collect the data? What we will do is, so first we will collect the data. How to collect the data? We will collect the data by using request object. So that means where we have data, this data is an object which contains user ID. User ID is coming from the body. How to collect the data coming from body? For body means form body. We have to use request.body. Request.body and the field name. Field name is user ID. That's how we collect the data. Second, username. Request.body.username. We have to collect username. That next, we have to collect password. So request.body.password. We have to collect the password. And email. So we have request.body.email. Email. And mobile. So we have request.body.mobile. And we have address. So that is request.body.address. We have to get it from that address. So data is ready. This data we have to insert into table. That means what we have to do, database dot collection. Collection name is TBL users. What is the collection name? Table name. So table name, so above we are collecting that. Table name is TBL register. So TBL register. Into this table, we have to insert the record. That means we have to use insert. We have to use insert. So what data to be inserted? We have to send the data. Data is present in a data object. So that is data. And we will use a callback function. Callback function. That means this data will be inserted, and we will use a callback function. Data is coming from form. We collected the data. We collected the data here, right? And all the data collected from form body is now sent into the table. And if error and result. And here the point is if not error, then it should display message console.log saying that record inserted. This message should come. This is how we write the logic for post method. This is how we write the logic for the post method. Generally, if it is SQL based database, then you know that insert into table like commands we have to write. MongoDB, how to insert a record, we have to just use the function insert. Now our database business layer is ready. Open terminal. Once you make the changes in business layer, again compile and run it. Okay, I compiled and run that. Okay, now let's go to index page. In index page, now what we have to do is, we have to collect all the data and send to that API. What is the API name? API name is this. API name is register users. Into that we need to send all this data. User ID, username, password, email, mobile, all these details we need to send. Then what we will do is here. So index. On index, how to collect the data from this text box. You know that we have to use ng model. Ng model, here I will say user.user ID. Okay. So that means user ID is stored is in this user. Okay. Second one. So ng model user.username. Okay. And password ng model user.password. Okay. And email user ng model so user.email. Okay. And mobile, so ng model, so user.mobile. And address, so ng model, so user.address. These all details are collected. Now what should happen on this button click? Actually this is a submit button. On submit button, by default button type is submit button. Submit button can submit this user information. That means we have to write a event for this form. Form has a submit event. So ng submit. Ng submit is equal to register user is a method. Into that register user method, we are passing the data. Data is in user. That means this user contains user ID coming from text box, another user ID coming from password, another user ID coming from another one coming from password, user, email. All these details we are collecting. All these details we are collecting from the form. And on submit, we are passing into this method. We have to write a method. So how to write the method? Into the method, we are passing the user details. How to write a method? Go to the logic. In the logic, we have to write a method. So what is the method? So dollar, so register user, dollar scope dot register user. Register user is a function. What this function has to do? Register user is a function which will execute when user clicks this button. When user clicks this button, that register user function will be called. It will pass the data. We will collect the data here. We will collect that user data here. And we need to send that user data into our API. How do we send into our API? We have to use $http.post. And what data to be posted? Into which URL you need to post the data? URL you have to define. URL is what? So URL is http://127.0.0.1 and :8080 and slash, what is the name? Register users. So we have to give that register users. This is expecting data, comma, data is user. Whatever user data is present, we are sending the data into it. Now it is ready. So it is working fine. So we are sending the data and it is fine. So that means whatever data is collected from the form, it is sent into this register users. And on post, it is sending it. On get, we are collecting it. On post, we are sending into it. Then immediately after that, I can simply put here an option like, so alert, I can put here as registered successfully. This message I can give here, registered successfully. Now this is how we need to write the logic for sending the data. For collecting the data, we have get. Sending the data, we have post. And remember, we have to collect from a form. We have to collect from a form. Now user, what happens here is, here the user enters the details. Suppose I defined Raj underscore H. Okay. And here username Raj, and some password Raj123, and email raj@gmail.com, and mobile, so like +919876543210, like this, and address, suppose, so Amir Page, Hyderabad, like this. Okay, and I click on register, it says registered successfully, and okay. Now important, after the register successfully, we need to clean these text boxes. That we can do simply. And in the database, it should add that record. You see that record is added into database. The second record is added into database. You can verify that. So we will open the command prompt, and we will go to the Mongo database. So that means cd, okay, and cd program files, cd mongodb, and cd server, cd 4.0, and cd bin, and here I can just say Mongo, and here I can say use shopping db, and here db.tbl users tbl register dot find and dot pretty. The second record that we inserted, it should be available here. It is there, right? So username, it is showing null. That means some problem in the username field, right? So the field name is having some problem. Username is not correctly defined. That means the spelling or the path. So here we need to put here. So user ID, and here we have username, right? So those options, we haven't provided anything correctly, then it will show null, right? If we haven't entered anything correctly, it will show null. Of course, the record is inserted based on that. You can handle that, right? ng model not written, yeah, ng model not written. That is the reason it is unable to insert that record. Okay. Others, rest of the point is fine. You know that. So we insert that record, and the data is ready. So that means how we can read the data and how we can insert the data. This is very important point to understand, right? This is what we have done in this entire example. So the reading and writing the data into the data source. So only one extra work we have done. We have created a registration form, and we added a business layer with post method. So this entire logic I will give you. So this entire logic I will give you. So this is the business layer, and this is the index page. These two files I will give you. This is index.html, right? I will upload this into the GitHub. Now you have to practice this. So what you have to do is, so you have to create a proper user interface for data. I told you about Angular routing technique. You have to use that routing technique and define. So means you create multiple pages. You bring those pages here, and you have to handle the communication. All right. So how we can design a proper interface with routing technique, I will tell you. So for that, first what you have to do is, you have to design this project with your own UI. So keep the registration form, login forms in a correct place and design. So the first point what you have to do is, you have to design the front screen. with carousels, with left, right panels, navigations, bring the data and display them. Yeah, any one of you have started trying this, started practicing this? You have any problems? Huh? You started doing this project? In order to do this project, first you have to design the main screen. I just given a basic main screen here, right? Like this, you have to design a main screen. You have to design a main screen. Very good. So if you have started, then uh, what you have to do is, this code I will upload now. By tomorrow, you have to design a front screen and show to me, like a shopping site. You have shopping websites now. Like a shopping website, you have to design a front screen and show to me. If you can do that, then I can help you in some more additional things in designing this entire project, right? Navigation, how to do that, I will tell you in the next session. We will discuss about that. Then we will create multiple pages. Register will come and it will go. Search will come and go. We will create navigation also. With proper navigation, one simple layout we will design. Then you can have a better idea on that. Okay. So today is enough. Tomorrow, I am expecting you to design the front screen and come to class. I will first verify what the front screen you have designed. Shopping site front screen you design, right? How to get the data and contents, you need to handle it. You designed the front page, very good, right? So Samir, if you have designed the front page, then you send that to our GitHub. I will once see that what you have designed. And what I will do is, I will see 2-3 people whoever designed the front page, send me to GitHub. You can directly post me on GitHub. You are on GitHub now. You are following me on GitHub, our files repository. You post me there. You post me there. I will once verify. So you post me there. I will once verify. Server not working, that we will see tomorrow. Tomorrow, install TeamViewer and come to class. So tomorrow, if anything is not working, I will access your computers and I will see on your computers directly, right? So first you have to design the front screen with all these, and you design in your own style with all these. Register form at one place, searching at one place, you design the front page and bring to me, right? What we will do is, tomorrow first by tomorrow I will see all your pages. If you have any problem, I will access your computers and I will rectify the problem there itself. Okay, I hope everyone is clear. Because without practicing by yourself, if I just go on explaining the project also, it is no use. Project means 90% you have to do, right? TeamViewer you have to download. You downloaded TeamViewer. If you downloaded TeamViewer, then tomorrow I will access your TeamViewer, and tomorrow entire session will be doubt and clarification only, right? So we will from tomorrow onwards, 2-3 days, we will have only practical. What you have done, I will see and I will rectify any problems are there. Then we will design the screens and finish this project. Okay, because now logic is ready, just designing is pending. We learned logic of reading and writing, then that's it. Now designing is important. How to create shopping cart, how to add that, all these details we need to do, right? Link online you can Google, so many will be there, right? So official link will be there, not TeamViewer. What is that in that? So TeamViewer official website will be there, na? TeamViewer official website will be there. This is the TeamViewer official website. You have to download from here. You have to download free. That's it. The official website of TeamViewer will be there. So make sure that you've done that. Then tomorrow we will have our practical session. Okay. So from tomorrow onwards, we will have our practical session. We will continue practically. how to design this entire website. Today I will post the logic and you try inserting also. Once everything is ready, then we can start designing the page. Tomorrow we will create the front screen. I will first see what you have designed and first I will rectify your problems. Then we will design the screens. Tomorrow onwards, everything practically we will see. I will access your machines and I will see. Install TeamViewer. I will access your machines and I will see, right, what you have designed. And there itself, I will solve the problem so that everyone will 100% complete it. Okay. Okay, then. So thank you. Tomorrow we'll meet it. I will post this example by tomorrow. Design the front screen, install the team viewer, and come. I will access everyone's machines and I will see it. Okay. Thank you.